It is now time for Rob and Chyna. The breakups, the makeups, the lawsuits. There's a lot to cover here. First, I'm going to pick up with Rob right after Adrian. But anyways, welcome to Rob and Chyna, part 1. After Adrian, Rob did not have any highly publicized relationships for a while, outside of his rumored relationships with Angela Simmons and Demi Lovato, which we've already covered. However, we are going to talk about Rob and Malika, even though both don't consider it to be a relationship. Starting around 2010-2011, Rob had an on-again, off-again situationship with Khloe's best friend, Malika. And at the time, Robert was living with Khloe and Lamar, and Malika was serving as Khloe's personal assistant around that time, meaning she was always in the house. I also believe this is when season 1 of Khloe and Lamar was airing, and the main cast included both Rob and Malika due to how much they were around. As we can see on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the relationship between these two started out as a joke to make Khloe mad. Khloe was the original one shipping these two, and according to them, it started to bother them, so they pretended like they were hooking up for real just to piss her off. Like I said, this is a whole episode on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but they started hooking up for real when Khloe and Lamar left town on a road trip, which in 2025, Malika admits this on Khloe's podcast. Khloe actually calls Rob for backup to get his side of the story.
Did you and Rob start hooking up?
Well, it started off as a joke. It started off as a joke to see if it would ruffle your feathers. This is once you and Lamar were married and Robert was living in your home and I'm there every day.
Let's call Rob and see if he thinks
Oh,
it's a joke.
Jesus.
Hey, Bobby.
Yeah.
I'm here with the twins, so not to put you on the spot, but when you and Malika first started f***ing one another, was it considered a joke? Like just to piss me off? Or what'd you say? I'm sorry, I
I
forgot.
said at first we were
just to piss me
messing
off.
with you.
Just to mess with
telling
you.
you we were
It was a
dating
joke
to
at first.
mess with you.
That's what I said, I thought.
Yeah, everything in my life is a joke.
Hi, Rob.
Hey,
Love you, miss you.
what's up? I love you guys.
I love you
too,
more.
But she just told the story of how it started, and because I said, how did...
Yeah, she thinks I'm a joke. That's
No, Robert, don't let your sister stir you.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I was gonna go, I love him. You know he's not serious.
It definitely wasn't a joke.
No, it wasn't a joke for me either. I just meant initially when we were filming the show and
You love me.
I still love you. I will always love you. Whether romantically or not.
He said, I'm just kidding.
No, I love you. I'm just kidding about you telling me you love me.
You're a clown, Rob.
See?
See, you don't take me seriously.
But no, it was all fun and games and great games.
Great games.
Gamesmanship.
Great gamesmanship.
I'm kidding.
Do you want to disclose anything about
What do you mean? What about?
the sexcapades? Yeah, since she said,
It was great sex.
oh, nice. Okay, thank you.
It was very passionate and very good.
We're two Pisces.
Ugh,
Yeah, it was a great, passionate connection.
I cannot believe you is it.
Now, we all know about Rob and Malika, so that's really no surprise. But did you know that Rob was actually rumored to be dating Rihanna? Yeah, rumored to be dating Rihanna. So let's get into that. In mid-2012, Rob and Rihanna were seen at the same area go-karting with a group of people, but TMZ quickly caught on, and this was their title, Rihanna Spends the Day with Rob Kardashian. And people really bought this too because at the time, Rihanna had just split from her on-again, off-again boyfriend, Chris Brown, and of course, Rob was single. However, later, Rob would deny the romance, stating that they were all just there as mutual friends for, I believe it was someone's birthday. The article comes up later when we get to Rita Ora, but pretty much he denied it. And very shortly after, Rihanna was spotted back with Chris Brown. So I don't think that was true. But in the meantime, Rob actually started to focus on his career. And around mid-2011, he would join the season 13 cast for Dancing with the Stars, and he was partnered up with Cheryl Burke. So for the remainder of 2011, Rob would be training and competing on Dancing with the Stars. Although Rob started out a little rocky, needing to work on his footwork, and he had low scores, he very much took the criticism and used it to his advantage and came back better than ever, and he completely wowed the judges with his remaining performance, winning over the audience with his charming personality, and Rob went on to be the runner-up of his season. So forget blowing Kim out of the water, okay? That was done like at the beginning, but but he got fucking second place. That's crazy. I never realized how great of a dancer Rob was. I think this was also really good for Rob because Dancing with the Stars is very infamously a rigorous training process. So with this, Rob is able to keep his mind off of everything else he has going on and strictly just focus on competing. And it obviously paid off because he got second place. Now, really quickly, we're going to address Rob's weight. So this is in 2011. Since college, he's gained around 15-ish pounds, and I only know this because he says it later on. It's around the season 6 when Kim is getting married to Chris Humphries that everybody starts picking on Rob for his weight, for gaining around, like I said, 15 pounds. Obviously, nowadays we know it's not that bad. Considering there are points where Robert has gained 60-something pounds. 15 pounds isn't that bad. However, obviously the Kardashian family did not know it was going to get to that point, so they were trying to stop it before it got out of control. So what caused Rob's weight gain? When he was in college, I noticed that Rob hit the gym a lot more frequently. I don't know if that was because he had his friends at college and they all had a routine. I know he was playing basketball a lot. Remember, he played basketball in high school. But this really started after he graduated college. When he first graduated college, as we know, he moved back into Kris Jenner's home. But then Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner at the time, was kind of on Rob to get a job and, do something with his life. So once Khloe got married and got her own place, he moved in with Khloe and Lamar. And that is when things take a dark turn for many reasons. But let's start with the obvious. Lamar has a sweet tooth and he eats terrible, unhealthy food in large doses, okay? Even though he's a professional athlete, that was his diet. And so because of that, Khloe kept the house stocked up with snacks and, sweets. And that's when Rob's binge eating disorder kind of started because he would go down. I mean, this is all covered on Keeping Up, but he would go down to the pantry in the middle of the night. It got to the point where Khloe and Lamar tried to catch him by putting a little alarm on there. Then Rob was convinced that this was not his fault. It was Khloe's fault. So he ends up moving in with Courtney, who OG clean girl, right? So he moves in with her to prove that it's Khloe's fault. Can't handle himself. Him and Scott end up dipping and going eating Taco Bell in the middle of the episode. So he moves back in with Khloe. Now, I don't think that is the full reason he gained a lot of weight, but that was the start of it. If you've seen my Khloe and Lamar series, you know what happens next. But to keep it short, Lamar is a drug addict. And as his drug addiction got worse and worse, it became a much more hostile environment for everybody in the house. Things that were never shown on camera and never would be shown on camera. In fact, we only know about these things at first because Lamar wrote about them in his memoir. And later the documentary came out and confirmed everything that Lamar had written. So because of the combination of not being in college anymore, being in a house with a bunch of sweets and snacks, having no routine, and then on top of all of that, living in a hostile environment with a drug addict who happened to be your best friend. Forget that he's just that was Rob's best friend. That was Rob's best friend, Khloe's husband. It impacted all of them negatively, especially Robert. So we're going to put a pin in that, but just know, even though it's still 2011, this is slowly going to get worse as the years go on because he's still living with Khloe. Not that it's Khloe's fault, but I'm just saying he's still living with Khloe, meaning he has the same eating habits that he did when this was airing. In the next part, we're going to talk about Rob and Rita Ora.